physicsarmy. This is Raju, physics facilitator. As I promised you to make you masters in physics, I came up with basic concept of science and its branches. Science. It's an English word which derived from Latin word scientia. Scientia, which means to know or knowledge. To know or knowledge. That means you can say science means to know or knowledge. If someone asks you what is science, you can say one word answer: to know is science. To gain knowledge is the science. What do we know in science? We know in science about world where we live in. This world we have classified into two groups. One is physical world, and second one is natural world. Natural world. Science means to know about physical world and natural world. When do we come to know about something? For example, if I ask you, do you know anything about this board? You may think, how do I know this thing? But if you ask me the same question, I can answer. This board is in white in color. This board is rectangular shape. This board having the one wooden frame. How do I know this all things? I'm just observing it. That means when you observe, you will come to know about that particular thing. Can I say how strong is that by observing? No. What I have to do? I have to perform an activity. Either I have to punch the board. After I punch the board, if I gain pain, that means I say that is strong. If it gets break, I say that is delicate. That means we can know about something, either it is board or physical world or natural world, through observations and experimentations. The performing activity in science terminology, we say experiment. Now, knowledge we gain about physical world and natural world through observations and experimentations. Hope you guys understood. What is science? Science means to know or knowledge about physical world and natural world through observations and experimentations. Now, I would like to give a precise definition of science. Science is defined as the systematic knowledge of structure and behavior of physical and natural world through observations and experimentations. What is science? A systematic knowledge, isn't it? That is systematic knowledge. If you see in your books, the knowledge what they give in your textbook, that is systematic, that is organized of structure and behavior. the systematic knowledge of structure and behavior of physical world and natural world. The systematic knowledge of structure and behavior of physical and natural world through observations and experimentations is called science. As I told you, to gain knowledge about physical and natural world through observations and experimentations is called science. In earlier days and even in these days, many people are observing and conducting experiments on this physical and natural world to gain the knowledge. What do we call them? We call them as the scientists. Whom we call as a scientist? A person who observes and conducts experiments on the physical and natural world to gain knowledge about its structure and behavior. If you perform experiments and if you observe this physical and natural world structure and behavior to gain knowledge, you are the scientist. I would like to tell you the first scientist in the world, Aristotle. He is the man who started to observe the things. He is the man who started to demonstrate. He is the man who started to think in the logical way. And from the women field, there is a great scientist, Marie Curie. She is the woman scientist who got Nobel Prize. And one more point I would like to add here. She is the scientist who got 2 times Nobel Prize, not only from the women, in the men and women. She is the scientist who got 2 times Nobel Prize. And from our India, we have our first scientist, C.V. Raman. He got Nobel Prize. It's a prestigious award. Now, let us work on branches of the science. You might be heard when you was in the lower classes, science is like a tree. It has branches. Now let us see how many branches this science is having. This science is broadly classified into 3 branches. One is formal sciences. One is formal sciences and the second one is natural sciences. And the third one is social sciences. Now let us walk one by one. Formal sciences are the branches of the science. These again classified into logics and mathematics and statistics. In formal sciences, we deal about logics, reasoning and intellectuals. We'll be having the valid rules. We study in this logics, valid rules and intellectual thinking that gets improved when you are studying this logics subject. And come to the mathematics. You all know this. If I ask you what is mathematics, many of the students say it's a very difficult subject. But I want to tell you what is mathematics. Mathematics is the branch of the science which deals about the shapes, and it is having the major parts like arithmetic, geometry, analysis, etc. Trigonometry. Now the statistics. What is statistics? It's a branch of the science. Logics is the branch of the science. Mathematics is the branch of the science. Statistics is the branch of the science. In the statistics, we collect and organize and present the data. You might be seen in these days COVID cases, deaths, and active and recovery cases. They have shown in the graph. What is that? Statistics of the COVID cases. You may see in the form of graphs. The statistics. For everything, there will be the statistics. For every industry. Even for the education field. Even in your studies. You should have statistics. And I want to tell you one thing. Mathematics is considered as the queen of the science. Who is the king of the science? Let us see. Now before that, what is this natural science? Natural sciences, it describes the nature and it makes us to understand the nature and its event, how things are going on in the nature. This natural science classified into two groups. Natural science is classified into two groups. One is physical science. Physical science. And the second one is life science. Natural science classified into physical science and life science. What do we study in the physical science? In physical science, we study about non-living things such as matter. In life science, what we study, the name itself speaks aloud about life. We study about the life in the life science, and this is also called as biology. Bio means life, logy means study. Again, this physical science is classified into physics, second one, chemistry, and the third one, astronomy, and the fourth one, earth science. The physical science is study about non-living things. This physical science again branched into physics, chemistry, astronomy, earth science. What is physics? Physics is the branch of the science in which we study about matter, energy and relation between them. In physics book, whatever the class it is, from lower class to PhD, we study about matter and energy. We study about different forms of energies. And we study how the matter and energy related with each other. We study about motion of the objects. We study about the transformation of energies from one form to another form. And the next one, chemistry. In chemistry, we study about matter, like physics. But the difference between this physics and chemistry, in physics we study about matter in detail. We study about its composition and their properties and their behavior. Very in detail we study about matter in chemistry. Astronomy is study about planets, space. Many people call this astronomy as the space science. And in this astronomy, we study about planets, stars. We see about space. We study about space. And come to the earth science. This is the science. We study about earth and its atmosphere, its compositions. Now let us discuss about the life science. As I told you, that can be called as the biology because we study about the life. This life science classified into botany and zoology. What is botany? You people can say like physics. Physics is the branch of the science. Chemistry also branch of the science. Astronomy also branch of the science. Earth science is the branch of the science. In the same way, botany is also branch of the science. Then what about zoology? It is also branch of the science. But what is the difference between the botany and zoology? Very simple difference. Botany, we study about plants. We study about fruit, leaf, root, etc. And in the zoology, what do we study? We study about the animals. We study about animals in the zoology. We study about animal. Science treats us like we are animal. We study ourselves in the zoology. We study how functioning of heart, how the liver works, how the brain works, everything we study in the zoology. Then let us talk about social sciences. Social sciences is to study about societies. These also classified into branches. One is anthropology. And the second one is economics. And the third one is political science. And the fourth one is psychology. What is anthropology? Anthropology, we study about human behavior and humanity. The culture of the human, the values of the human. And economics. What do we study in the economics? We study in the economics how the people are related with money, production, distributions, and etc. Economics is all about supply and demand. Political science. We study in this political science about governance, powers, and constitution and laws. And psychology. We study about brain, the mindset of the people, feelings of the people, thoughts of the people. That's what we study in the psychology. So now I would like to say, whatever you know, that is science. Whether it is mathematics or the physics or it is the political science or the psychology, everything is science. Everything comes from the science. When you see this natural science and the social science, these are called empirical science. Empirical science means which are based on experiments and observations. Now when you see these formal sciences, this is not empirical sciences, because this logics, mathematics, statistics and computer sciences, those are not based on the observations and experimentations. So that only many people argue that mathematics is not a science, because it's not an empirical science. It's not based on the observations and experimentations. But many people consider this mathematics as the queen of the science, because this mathematics is being involved in physics and astronomy, earth science, in almost all the branches of the science except biology and chemistry. These formal sciences and natural sciences are based for the medicine and engineering. Those who want to study medicine and engineering, they should be good at formal sciences and the natural sciences. Hope you understood what is science and its branches. Science branches, formal sciences, natural sciences, social sciences. As I told you, mathematics is a queen of science and physics is a queen of the science, king of the science. In the next session, we are going to know about our king of science, that is physics. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your support.